workshop on pronouncing my name. It's going to be in that group over there. Our speaker this morning is Davender Gupta, DTM. For over 15 years, Davender has been coaching small businesses and tech startups across Quebec and beyond. He's a pioneer in the use of the business model canevas to help entrepreneurs be more innovative and successful. His Toastmasters career started in 2005 with the Toastmasters Centre, and he obtained his DTM in 2011. He is now a member of Executive MBA, McGill IHRC Toastmasters, and Beyond Words Advanced Toastmasters.
Yes!
I'm a member of the two, by the way. The skills he developed at Toastmasters have enabled him to become a professional trainer, accredited by Emploi Quebec, and speak at hundreds of events and workshops for the public, entrepreneurs and associations, and large corporations across Canada. This morning, we will be sharing a powerful tool to help you make your presentations more impactful to your audience and potentially more lucrative for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Davender Gupta.
Thank you, Artem. Thank you. Thank you for being here this morning. So, with apologies to Nabil Das, in a world hungry for meaning, a group of valiant communicators want to improve their skills and tell better stories, impactful stories, in order to change the world and get paid. Am I in the right place? Yes, it is. I believe that when you create enough value for people in what you communicate, that they'll want to hire you because the value that you're delivering is so important. So if there's one thing I'd like you to remember from this morning's workshop is this: what is the value I'm creating and delivering to my audience? And actually, let's do that as the word of the day. The word of the day will be value. Every time I say it, do a power clap. So what is the value? Great, I'm creating and delivering to my audience. And that word is going to come over again and again and again, because that's the key. That's the key. Now, am I getting paid for speaking? And the answer is yes. For about 17 years now, I've been giving workshops, conferences, speeches. This year in 2017, I was hired by National Bank to give a series of business strategy workshops across the country. Also, I was hired by the Beat 92.5 to do a podcast series profiling Montreal's women entrepreneurs. So these are all different venues that have allowed me to develop and my presence and develop my message and get it out, and also get paid for it because people recognize the value. People recognize the value, thank you, that I'm delivering. So about 75% of my speaking income this year in 2017 has been from speaking. And then the rest is coaching and consulting. So how is speaking like a business? And it's important if you want to get paid for speaking, and also even if you're not ready to get paid, just if you want to create more impact, consider every speech that you're doing as a product that you're offering to consumers, the people who are listening in the audience. So how is speaking like a business? Well, for me, business is an exchange of value. Yes. And that's what it is. When you boil it down, it's me, I have something to offer you. So I have skills, I have knowledge, I have experience, I have passions, I have ideas. And you want something from me. You have passions and you have ideas and you have problems and you have things that you want to solve. You have things that you want to live. And we're coming together and exchanging I'm exchanging words. I'm exchanging ideas. And in return, you are giving me your attention, your presence, your time. So we're exchanging resources. So it's in this value zone that we're in right now. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, it's in the value zone. Okay, I'm going to pause every time I say the word value now. That's the trick. Now, you have to sort of be careful because this value zone is thank you. This area here, the value zone, it moves around and it shifts because what I'm offering changes, what you are needing changes, and you want to be careful to either not overpromise, so you don't have the means to deliver, or that you're delivering something that you're not passionate about, so there's no energy and then people will get fed up of it, or what you're saying, there is no need for it. And so you want to be in this middle zone here, where you're exchanging value on a continuous basis. That's the essence of business to me. And when it works, it's beautiful. So what is the value that you want to create for your audience? So let's do a little exercise with your neighbor, or if you're in a row of 3 with your couple of neighbors. I'll give you a minute to sort of think of, when you speak, when you are delivering any kind of presentation, written or spoken, what is the impact that people get from your communication? Either now or that you would like people to get from your communication. So take a minute and just exchange between you with your neighbor what you believe that impact is. So what are some of the ideas? What are some of the ideas that are coming out? So what are some of the impacts? Yes. Empowerment. What? Yes. Information. What are some other impacts that you are wanting to create or you're creating through your communication? Motivation. Yes. Inspiration. Challenges. Growth.
Sense of direction.
Sense of direction. Reflection. Action. Strategies. Protection. Retention. Yes. Change. So these are themes. Yes. Discovery. These are themes that people want. Remember, in a world hungry for meaning, people want meaning. And one thing that I've learned is, although I have a lot of information that I can partake, that I can share, what people really want is that meaning. And that's the core of what value is all about. It's how do you move people? And how do you move people to action? So every communication must move people to action. So for example, in the strategy workshops that I did for National Bank, I could have structured it like a university course. And lately I've been taking a lot of university courses where it's just a data dump. But what they really appreciated and why they chose me is because at the end, every single person had an action step. And that's a bit what you're going to experience here today, the way I've set up this workshop. So at the end, you always have a takeaway. You'll always have a deliverable. And that's really important. Whether you're giving a 5-minute speech, a 50-minute speech, or a 5-hour seminar, that there's always a takeaway. That's what creates the impact. That's the tangible part that people will value. Okay, you'll get it by the end of this workshop. And that's part of the takeaway too. So how do you create, deliver, and receive value? And these three words are really important because that's what a business model is all about. So you hear this phrase, especially if you're in these entrepreneur programs, or you're launching a business, or you're talking to your banker, he'll ask you, what's your business model? And so a business model is how you create, how you deliver, and how you receive value. In the past, they want you to build a big business plan, 100-page business plan with forecasts and all kinds of things. But that's really hard because that's a very static view, and it's just one point of view. And it's hard to keep 100 pages in your head. And what was a lot of fun is that in 2011, Alexander Osterwalder, as part of his PhD, deconstructed the elements of a business plan and put it all on one sheet of paper, which he called the business model canvas. And everybody should have a copy of it. If not, I can get you some extra copies later on. But the business model canvas, that's what it is. It's how you create, deliver, and receive value all on one sheet. And on the recto, these are the main questions that we'll go through this morning. And on the verso is a little more detail. So you have notes. And then also later on, we're going to work through a business model canvas for a speech or a presentation that you want to give. So it's simply what it is. It's 9 elements that help you explain how you create, deliver, and receive value. So let's go through the business model canvas, and you'll see it looks complicated, but at the end, in the next half an hour, it should become almost instinctive. So 9 pieces, and they all work together. So we always start with, who is my audience? Customer segments. Who do I want to speak to? After that, what value do I want to create for my audience? Yes, the value proposition. This is the heart of the business model canvas, because this is your real product. It's not the speech itself. The speech is how you deliver that impact. So what is the impact? What value do I want to create for my audience? Distribution channels. It's like a little truck. So these are the physical or virtual tools that you're using to deliver that message, to deliver that impact. So think of it as a delivery truck delivering the value, which is the gift to the customer. Customer relationships. How do I build trust so that they're interested? How do I build this rapport with my audience? Revenue streams. So I have created and delivered my value. So now how do I want to receive value back? So your time, your energy, your money. And now on the other side, 6, 7, 8, and 9, is how you're going to execute your business model. So who are the partners that I can work with to make this a reality? What are the key activities, the projects, and the resources that I need to execute this? And finally, what do I need to invest? What is it going to cost me? So 9 pieces work together. And this is verbatim what the business model canvas is all about. I've made no changes to apply it to the speaking world. Interpreting it maybe specifically for communicators like you and I. But that's the beauty of the business model canvas. It applies to everything in life. There's actually a book called Business Model You. So you, Y-O-U. So you can use this kind of framework even to think about how you're going to advance your career or how you want to get that next promotion. So it fits for so many things. So 1, value proposition, distribution channels, customer relationships, revenue streams, key partners, key activities, key resources, and cost structure. Always in that sequence. So for example, how did I prepare for today's workshop? So I sat down with the business model canvas in front of me before I started building the workshop to get a sense of what is the impact that you want, how do I create this impact, how do I deliver this impact, and how do I receive value from you. So let's just go through it. So this was my actual thought process. So who here in the audience, I want to get a sense of where you're at right now. So how many are CC6 and above? Okay, great. So I've hit my target audience. So achieving a CC6, advanced leader, advanced communicators. Now, the value proposition, I shouldn't show you that, right? So how many of you here want to learn how to get paid to speak? Okay, great, so there's quite a few of you. How many also would like to create more impact when you speak? All right, so I've sort of understood, I've hit pretty well the value that you want to get, the value that you want to get, the impact that you want to get from this workshop. Now, distribution channels. So how am I going to do this? Am I just going to stand in front and talk? I think there's more to it. So the physical is the workshop, the handouts. So I created handouts. So you have something physical to take with you. And there's some design behind that. Also, all of this presentation and the handouts are available on Slideshare afterwards and on YouTube. So it's recording right now. So these are all products and ways that I'm delivering this impact to the audience, not only here, but outside too. Customer relationships. How many of you have seen my post on social media about this workshop? Okay, I was hoping it wouldn't be in vain, but actually a lot of people who saw it who can't be here today. Yes, that's my message. I'm going to stick with it. But yes, I shared it on social media, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, that I'm going to do this. There's business cards that I've exchanged with a few of you and that I have afterwards. The handout itself also is a way of creating the relationship because it'll get passed on. And then finally the Q&A, so if you have questions and answers, we'll do a little bit here, but during the rest of the day I'm here. So it's all part of building this rapport. And how many of you saw that I spoke to some of the people beforehand? I went around and I asked to sort of get a sense, thank you, and thank you for participating in that. I wanted to get a sense of your background, of where you're from, and also your familiarity with the business model canvas. And it's all part of building that rapport. Now, revenue streams. Now, I know I'm not getting paid for this, but for me, my motivation, so this revenue streams is a lot about what's in it for me, the vendor. What's in it for you when you're up in front? But for me right now, recognition, visibility, and follow-up. I've been away from Toastmasters for a number of years. I'm getting back in, so this is a way for me to sort of to be recognized, to say, yes, I'm back involved in Toastmasters. That's very important for me today. That's my motivation. Then, on the other side of the canvas, partners to make this happen. So the conference organizers and CV has helped a lot. Beyond Words Advanced Toastmasters, yay. My club, where they really helped me, I delivered this workshop last week and got some great feedback to make it even more impactful. And people like Michelle and Lise and Bonnie and Artem, these are groups or individuals that help me to execute this business model. The activities that I needed to do to make this happen, and the resources. So I needed time, I needed some tech support to set everything up. I needed time at Beyond Words, so I had to ask them and I had to make sure I was on the agenda. So it allows me to sort of plan out how I'm going to create this impact. And finally, the cost structure, taking me some time and some money. But for me, there's a lot of profit here because I put in a little bit of time, I've spent some money on handouts, but what I'm getting back is I'm getting back some great feedback and some recognition, and I feel part of the Toastmasters network and family again. So that's a business model canvas. As quickly as that, I've created a business plan for a speech. And you can see now where there's value created, where there's value delivered, and there's value received. That's what a business model is all about. So when you're doing this, often you do this with Post-its. And so this is what it looks like, and it's fun because you can move Post-its around and do a lot of what-if scenarios. So now, let's take a look at the business model canvas for you. So what I suggest is that you get into groups of 3 or 4, like the people in the same row as you. Pick one person in the group who would like to deliver a workshop or a speech, and let's, between you in your rows, you'll work through each of these boxes. And I'm going to coach you step by step. So just keep an ear. I'm going to call out time when it's time to move to the next one. And your main questions are on the front, and on the back are some little detailed questions. But I'll walk you through each part, and you'll see in 10 minutes from now, that person will have a business model for their speech. Sounds good? Are you in?
Yes.
Great. All right. So I'll just give you 1 minute to sort of figure out who in your row you're going to work with.
Can I ask you?
Yes?
Can I ask you to go back one step and leave the your business model on?
I will walk through again. You're going to see it step by step. Yeah. I hope that helps. If you want to take a quick peek, you're talking about this? Yeah. I'm going to walk through it step by step. Does everybody have a target person? All right. So this is managed chaos.
I just brought my belt.
Yes. All right, so managed chaos. Box number 1. Box number 1 are your customer segments. So take 1 minute, 60 seconds, and jot down who is your audience. Who is your audience? Who is your audience? Who are the people you want to talk to? Who is your audience? Okay, now box number 2, the value proposition. What do they want? What do they want? So you know your audience. Now your value proposition. What do they want? What do they want? What do they want? What do they want? Now for box number 3. Box number 3. How do you deliver what they want? How do you deliver what they want? Products, physical, virtual. How do you deliver what they want? How do you deliver? Box number 4. Number 4. How do you build trust? How do you create the rapport with your audience? How do you create the connection with your audience? Box number 5. Number 5. What do you want? What do you want? Your revenue. What do you want? Box number 5. What do you want? Now, box number 6. Who can help you? Who can help you? It's going fine. People are moving forward. Who can help you? Box number 6. Number 6. Who can help you? Box number 6. Now, box number 7 and 8. What do you need to do? What do you need to do it? What do you need to do? And what do you need to make it happen? Activities and resources. What do you need to do? What do you need to make it happen? Activities and resources. 9, what do I need to invest? What do I need to invest, to spend? Number 9, what do I need to invest?
There you go.
Your attention up front, please. Your attention up front, please. Great. So now you have mapped out how you want to create, deliver, and receive value. Great. That's what a business model canvas is all about. Who would like to share their business model canvas? Let's walk through it. There are no bad answers. Who would like to share? Yes, please come up front. And your name is?
My name's Carrie.
Carrie, yes, come up front, Carrie.
Yes, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
you're with which club?
Smith Falls Toastmasters.
Smith Falls, great.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Carrie, let's walk through your business model canvas.
Okay, this
Number
is
1.
Alan's.
Okay, Alan.
Alan's business model.
Hi, Alan. Thank you. Great. So number 1.
So Alan is in personal finance. He's an investor. This is his side job that he'd like to increase. So family, students, retired people, friends, family.
Great. Yes, so you've started to describe your audience, and it's what really helps is describing your audience, and if you can imagine specific people that embody the audience that you want to attract, and that's called thinking of personas. Who's heard the word persona before? Great, yeah. So if the better you can get a visual sense of who the people are, the better. All right. Now, what is the impact? What's the value? What's the value you want to create for your audience?
So Alan wants to create a quality of life for people. He wants people to have more income, more disposable income for vacations, and he'd like to purchase homes and for their retirement, for their education fund for their children. He wants to create a peace of mind, improve the quality of people's lives.
So you've listed there some of the information that they want and also some of the experience. And so my suggestion is to maybe separate the two and focus a lot on that experience, on that emotion, especially around finance. People get very wrapped up in their emotions, so the more you can use that to get your message across, the stronger it'll be. Well done. Number 3, how do you deliver this value?
Okay, Alan is a writer, so he has a regular blog that he's going to be communicating with his audience. He's considering a YouTube channel, doing a lot of home presentations and podcasts, both guests and perhaps starting his own.
Very good. And so this is very much that multimedia approach. So the same message, but getting out through different channels, helps to build that impact that you want to create. Number 4, how do you create rapport or trust?
Well, I think first of all to be trustworthy. And that's very important. Just have like good integrity yourself. Develop relationships. Build prospecting.
Yes.
Ongoing proactive prospecting and following up clients and creating a database of leads for yourself.
Great. And here you could be, this is very much number 4, it's very much your marketing plan. So in there you can talk about, yes, I want to create a profile on Pinterest or Snapchat or Google or whatever it is. All right. Number 5, what do you want out of this?
Sure. Well, recognitions, relationship, side income,
Yes.
Being part of people's families and being involved in the financial decisions, it's a great pressure to be invited and say, hey, what do you think about buying a house, or how much should I invest in RSPs or what gives? So yeah, being involved and having a consulting fee for that.
Good. All right, so you've started to identify some of the experience that you want to get, the intangible, and also the tangible. And it's important to put both in this box number 5 in the revenue streams. Very good. Who are some of the key partners that can help you now, number 6?
Well, the first layer will be family, second layer friends, and then third level clubs like Toastmasters or other gym members, anyone whom I can have a personal rapport. It's not the kind of thing that you put in an advertisement and people call you. It's something that you have a full personal relationship.
Good. So here, yeah, and I would recommend that you dig a little deeper to identify some of the associations or clubs, so to sort of understand where do they hang out, where do the people that you want to address, where do they hang out, and how you can get in touch with them. Good. What are some of the projects that you need to do to make this happen?
I think one of the most important thing is being consistent on your communication. So for example, if I have a blog, being consistent of weekly, putting new material that can help people, and just sharing the message in audience like this, or my club, or my gym, just saying, do you need help with your retirement? Would you like to plan to buy a house? Would you like to start putting money away for your kids' education?
Very good. And here in the key activities is not only what do you want to do, what you need to get done, but also start creating a project plan. I very much like the idea of projects. For me, a project is a specific allocated time, resources toward a deliverable result. And that's what I list up in number 7. Number 8, what are some of the resources that you need?
The major one resource is time and control, self-education in order to be updated with the latest things happening. What's the new tax-free savings account limit for the next year? How are the new tax regulations, and how can you apply them to help them in the future?
Good. So you're listing some of the knowledge that you want to get, some of the resources that you want to get, and also on a practical stage here at number 8, also to list, do I need an email system like Constant Contact? Do I want to build a database? Am I going to do it in Excel, or am I going to do it in some other contact management system? So you can get a little more detailed for the key resources, and that'll give you a sense of what you need to spend to invest, which is number 9. What do you want to invest?
The number 1 investment is time.
Yes.
Time to continue building our rapport with clients and to continue self-education and communication of the product.
Great. What did you get out of this exercise, Alain?
A structure, an idea of how can be done step by step, and yeah, it's very good to have a structure like this.
Thank you very much, Alain. Thank you very much, Carrie. So going through this exercise, what are some of the experiences, the things that you've discovered going through this exercise? Just call them out. Yes?
Quickly discover what you really need to work on.
What you really need to work on, yes.
Compartmentalize each step, and so it makes it easier. It's like paint by numbers.
Paint by numbers, exactly, yes.
Yeah, it's just a very structured, and you can very articulate which step, what you're going to do in each step.
Yes, and that's really powerful to structure your idea and be able to say it clearly. Yes, in the back.
I find that it emphasizes areas that we tend to overlook because we're not concentrating on them. And it brings them.
Yes.
I found that when I did this exercise at home before, it helped me create my elevator pitch.
Very good. It helps synthesize the idea to communicate it better in front, Artem.
I feel that it helps you start at the right place, because very often we start with either want to push out a message or want to make money, but this is starting with your customer, delivering value to them.
Some people who explain this start with the value proposition, but I insist, going back to that very first slide, it's about people, it's about an exchange of value. Yes, over here.
It's visual.
Very visual, yes.
Inspires amazing brainstorming.
Brainstorming, it's a great brainstorming tool, yes.
It cuts the overwhelm.
It cuts cuts the overwhelm. Crystal.
Just to get everything done in one page.
In one page. And we did it in what? We did it in 10 minutes. And that's the beauty. So you can do several of these. It's not a day-long exercise. Do a top-level one and set your timers, 1 minute each, 2 minute, time box it. And I do the same thing if I'm working with technology startups, if I'm working with corporate managers. It's really important to not get involved in trying to analyze what the right answer is. And that's the beauty of using Post-its. Yes, there's some other suggestions. Yes?
Well, just with using Post-its, it's very fluid, right?
Yes.
So you could have a different one for each different customer segment, for example, or like all your ideas can, like, they link together, but you could also do separate ones for...
And that's what I like is, for example, some of the partners, I'll say, okay, I'm going to do another canvas now, put the partner here at the customer segment to understand what do they want out of this too. And so yes, it allows you to be very fluid and really get a 360 view of what you want to create in terms of impact. Any other suggestions?
There's one focus.
Focus, yes.
I was going to say that it also allows other people to help you with this.
Yes, it very much is a discussion point. Bonnie? And then,
I like that it allows flexibility, because if you change one aspect, you can, as what you said, you can build on those different aspects, and you can see which model works the best way.
very much so, and it's an iterative process. Yes?
For speeches, I think it would really help make sure that your message is quite clear.
Exactly, yeah. This is great for planning speeches of any type, even your icebreaker. Yes, there was some more.
Enhance reflection.
Yes.
You reflect and you talk about yourself, you talk about it, discuss it in your mind, and then you put it on paper.
Yeah, because you're not spread out, you're not distracted.
The questions are so specific.
Yes.
So we just go like that, so good.
So I encourage you to practice this. The handout will be available also on the, I'll be posting this on the Toastmasters discussion group in on Facebook, the Toastmasters District 61, or if you want to find out, connect with me, I'll be sharing it through my social media channels too. So I encourage you to use this. And these are the same questions, whether you're building a startup, whether you're building an MLM and multi-level marketing, whether you are preparing a speech, it is the same standard questions. How do you create, deliver, and receive value? Yes. So why does this matter? Why does this matter? Well, what I learned through Toastmasters, it's a great place to figure out precisely what is the impact that I deliver when I make any kind of communication. So it's helped me to develop my brand. So the more I speak, the more I try and focus in figuring out how does this connect with my brand. So even if I talk about cats, even if I talk about cars, even if I talk about anything, I always want to make it come back to a brand. And when my brand becomes clear, the value of my brand starts to go up, and people eventually will recognize it and they'll want to pay me for it. So be very strategic in building your brand. To me, I believe that's an important part. I see too many people in Toastmasters that are talking about all kinds of different things. It's fun to experiment, but I strongly encourage you, if you really want to go out and make an impact in the world, that you develop a brand out of this. And most of the people who get to the later stages of Toastmasters start to develop their brand. So be strategic in it. So if you only remember one thing, what is it? What is the value? Yes, I'm creating and delivering to my audience. What is the value I am creating and delivering to my audience? So my parting thought to you is, speak and wake up the world. Thank you very much for your participation today. I really appreciated it. Keep in touch and make a difference. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Davender. On behalf of the District Committee, I'd like to present you with this recognition certificate for your workshop and a small token of appreciation.
Oh, thank you very much, Victor. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.